Bib Short survey results. I will say I'm a bit surprised. You really like some expensive bib shorts. ASOS is in the top, followed by Rafa. Yeah, it's not the bargain shelf we're looking at. It's probably not that surprising. I mean, the viewers of this channel know a thing or two about the good things here in life. Maybe. Anyway, apologies, it has taken quite a while to get this video done. I was really struggling to come up with a good way to present the result in a good way, but I think I came up with a pretty good solution. So down in the description or in the first comment, the pinned comment, there will be a link to a Looker Studio dashboard where you can dig into all the data by yourself and like filter through exactly what you want to look at. So I thought I would just put this up on the screen and just show you how this works, and then you can go and play around with yourself or do it at the same time, whatever you feel is good. So as you can see, the total entries I got on this survey is actually over 1,000 entries, which is mind-blowing really. I was thinking if I get 400 that would be a total success, and yeah, over 1,000 entries, that's pretty crazy. On top of that, you also provided 394 entries with actual measurements of your bib shorts, and I can't thank you enough for that. But even though there's over 1,000 entries, once you start to put filters on and narrow it down a bit, you kind of realize real quick that 1,000 entries is not really enough to make any statistical like distinctions or whatever. So I definitely wouldn't classify this as a scientific survey or anything like that, but it could be a good reference for your next purchase. Maybe, or maybe not. At least it's fun to look at data, don't you think? Anyway, let's take a look at this dashboard, and as you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. We have brands, like the top 15 brands up at the top. And then you have a brand list where you can see how many entries each brand has got. And if you want to select a specific brand, you have a drop down there that you can select like only that brand on the right side of that list, or select by the checkboxes if you want to have a lot of brands. You can also select the brand of your choice directly from any kind of graph that's on screen. So there's a lot of ways to filter this down. But if you just take a look at the general survey result that you provided, the top brand, like I said, is ASOS, followed by Rafa and Castelli, then MAP, and then we have Gore. We have 147 different brands, but you see, as soon as we get down to like top 10 or 10, 11, we are down to like 13 entries for that brand. So you can imagine just one extra entry could skew the result for that in terms of that brand by themselves when it comes to score and stuff like that. So definitely keep that in mind. If you look at the overall satisfaction score for every single entry in the survey, that's like an average satisfaction of 4.216 out of 5, and that is pretty high, I have to say. Like I wouldn't expect it to be that high personally. So, but it's a good thing, absolutely. If you look size-wise, medium is the most popular size, 35%, followed by large and then small after that. If you look at the leg length rating, which was the question, like, would you prefer longer or shorter, or is it just right? And 71% is pretty happy with their bib short lengths. 90% would prefer longer, 9% would prefer shorter. So let's check out how you can use this dashboard to filter down and see the result for a specific brand, specific sizes, or leg length rating, or whatever. So if you just try to, let's say, select ASOS, and I will do this from the graph here. You can do it from the side list there, and also on the drop down there if you want to. And then the result you see on the other graphs will reflect your selection. So if you look at the overall satisfaction average, and this is for the ASOS only, you have 4.336, and you can see the distribution from 2 to 5. So no one selected 1 for satisfaction when it comes to ASOS. So that's a good thing. Same with the size graph, which only shows the actual ASOS entries. Leg length, 70% are just perfect. 20.8% would prefer longer. If we switch that over and select Rafa, for example, if we go by leg length rating here, we can see that they seem to be more happy with the leg length on Rafa compared to ASOS. And of course, you can filter this to whatever brands you want or whatever set of brands you want to see. And if you ever want to go back to the full entry, you can just click the Reset Filters button to go back to the starting point. And just to show if you want to go the other way around, for example, looking at the leg length rating, that's hard to say fast. My working theory going into this was that people like me who wear small size bib short but are tall, like over 180 centimeters, would find the bib short shorter than if you're a 180 centimeter but you can wear, say, size large, for example. So if I click on, say, all the entries but only size small, you can see 71.6% think they are the perfect length, 19.9% would prefer longer. So my theory then was, like, if you're a size large, the percentage of people that wanted longer leg length would actually be lower than on the small. But as you can see here, that is not really the case. So even if you wear large, you still want longer bibs, apparently. Of course, this is the whole survey by itself. If you dig down again, like shoe specific brands, you can see different results. But it's kind of interesting, I thought, at least. For example, if I look at let's see, Castelli in large, 75% are happy with the leg length, and we look at the small again, 80% is happy with the leg length. So yeah, you can play around with this how much you want. So beside the overall average, you will see the actual brand and model name in a list, and that will reflect all the filters. So if you put on filters for just say only 5-star scores, you will only get those models reflected in that list. So like I said, every filter you put on from whichever graph will reflect on the other graphs, and you can always reset it like you want to by clicking that big red reset button. So the entries with measurements, what we have a bit lower down, these measurements will also be affected by the filters. So if you're only interested in the Rafa entries, for example, you click the Rafa on the graph or select it in the list or the drop down, and if you scroll down to the measurement or entries with measurements, you only get the Rafa entries there. And we see you have 27 entries with inseam and leg length opening. And of course, you can also specify exactly which range of the inseam you want, for example. So for me, I want, say, 27 and up. And I can see here, yeah, there are 18 entries that are 27 and up. And for example, if I wanted to only show my size, which would be small, I think, I haven't worn Rafa in quite a few years, but say small, I just click the small size, and they will show just the small sizes with the inseam from 27 and up. And as you can see, these measurements are of course sent in by you, so there will be variations in how they are measured. I try to make it as simple as possible when doing the original video. Just measure from the center of the pad out to the end, and of course exactly where on the center line you measure. Those measurements can vary quite a bit. As you can see here, I got some entries with 33 centimeters. And yeah, that's the long one, so could be true, but it sounds very long to me. I can't really be the double checker of that because I can afford to buy all the bib shorts in the world. So if you want to use the measurements as a data point for your own purchase, I would say only use it as a very loose reference at best. So yeah, don't take the measurements here as hard cold facts. There will definitely be some some variations from person to person on how they measure the whole thing, but hopefully it will help someone out there. I will definitely try to use it as much as I can. So when I was messing around putting this dashboard together, I thought it would be kind of a waste just to have it end there. So I thought, yeah, let's open up that survey again, and you can continue on submitting your measurements and answer the survey questions if you want to. I did find out pretty quick when I opened up the survey last time that people are not always serious. So I will go through every entry and do some cleanup, which I had to do here as well. I also changed the survey a bit, so the measurements will actually be in a drop down now when you don't have free text, because yeah, some people wants to be funny and stuff like that. It's a bit annoying to clean up afterwards. So I will just check the answers like in batches, like once or twice per month, and make sure this dashboard is updated. And hopefully we can keep this going and get a nice little database. I'm of course mostly interested personally in the measurements, so I would encourage you to do that. But just as before, those are optional still. Link to the survey is also down in the description and in the pinned comment. So yeah, if you have time and want to contribute, would be much appreciated. I think that's it for now. Catch you in the next one. Peace.